Hi, my name is Jamie Healy, and I'm on the Foundation Partnerships team at Best Friends Animal Society. I've been involved in animal welfare for over 10 years with experience in program development, program management, grants, and other development roles. I'm really excited about today's topic because I feel like it's one of the least talked about topics in the grant profession, and yet it's the most important. Today we're talking about relationship building through stewardship. When we talk about the value of stewardship, it's important to first note that our organization's donors are our greatest asset, and we should be treating them that way. Stewardship is the way we can do that. We're fulfilling our obligation to manage the relationships that have been entrusted to our care. What is the difference between a funder and a foundation partner? I've always challenged myself and others not to use the word funder because it sounds like we're talking about a bank or a loan. Instead, recognize that they are equal partners in this work, and we each have important roles we bring to the table. We are helping foundations fulfill their mission through our expertise so that together we can make a difference. So it's incredibly important to steward the relationships to ensure that we know what's important to them and find ways to engage them in our organization's work. So why steward? I don't know about you, but for me, it always seems like there's never enough time in the day. I know we're all busy people, so prioritizing relationships is the best way to ensure that we're working efficiently. I'm sure we've all heard the saying that it's more difficult, not to mention costly, to acquire new donors over maintaining the ones that we have. So we want to focus on what's important, and that's keeping the donors who already support us. At Best Friends, we're all about best practices, and I bet you are too. Ultimately, stewardship is about meeting the Foundation's expectations on the impact of the grant award, but also conveying to them the value of the partnership. If we do that well, we create long-term mutually beneficial relationships. And the number one reason why we should be stewarding our foundation partners? It works. And I'll even give you an example. When our team switched our focus to building quality relationships, instead of just sending proposals to as many foundations as we could, we more than doubled our proposal win rate. So the better question is, why would we not steward? At Best Friends, the golden rule is one of our guiding principles, and we truly live by it. We know that if we take our partners for granted, they'll find another organization who doesn't. So it's important that we remember that there are some basic pillars to building strong relationships with our partners. Relationships need balance. They need back and forth and give and take. All lasting relationships are what is considered complementary, not one-sided. We should be committing ourselves to nurturing the relationship and doing the best we can to ensure that it's mutually beneficial to our organization and theirs. We don't just call them when we need something. We call them because we respect and value their opinion, the relationship, and their passion for making a difference. Respect means that we have regard for their feelings and objectives in the partnership. We never want to try to hide anything from our partners. If our grant program is starting to run off track, it's time to call and discuss it before it's a problem. They may even have some ideas or suggestions that could help overcome some of our challenges. And we never want to fudge budgets or proposals to make things appear better than they are. Honesty builds trust, and we keep that trust by showing them that we care and that we do what we say we'll do. Good stewardship turns all of these words into action verbs. The words thank you can have an incredible impact on our relationships with our foundation partners. Thanking them in the right way, a way that engages their interests, can create a lasting impression and a genuine connection to our work. We're trying to build an emotional connection. Think about how you felt when you went out of your way to do something nice for someone, but they never even said thank you or acknowledged your gesture. Would you want your foundations to feel that way? I hope the answer is no. So the point is, we always just want to remember our manners. There's a special art to being genuine, as odd as that might sound. We want to be articulate in conveying the value of our relationship with them. Express gratitude. If we communicate regularly to keep them in a loop, we show that we care about more than just the grant award. This is what it takes to be sincere. And while we can be strategic about stewardship, we can't be fake about it. When we get opportunities to connect with our foundation contacts, we want to make sure that we're fully concentrating on what is being said rather than just passively hearing them. This is important because our partners give us many clues, and we have opportunities to ask them questions to ensure that they feel like a valued member. For example, Say I'm chatting with Jane from ABC Foundation, and she tells me that her lifelong passion is for dogs. There's no way I would want to send her a story about Chester the cat who overcame great adversity through the program they helped fund. That's just crossing a task off my list. If I go the extra mile, I engage them in ways that will make them want to continue to support us. So give them what they want to hear about. Another example is respecting their preferences. If they don't want trinkets or snail mail, I'm taking them off of our mailing list. If they prefer phone calls to email, even if I hated talking on the phone, I would want to pick it up and call them. People have lots of reasons behind their contact preferences, and even if we don't know why, we should at least respect that they, like us, probably have a lot on their plate, and what they're asking is the most efficient way for them to work with us. So we don't want to make it hard for them to support us. How can we implement strategy into our stewardship while still making sure that we come off as natural? Having a plan is a good thing. It shows intent to take care of the relationship. It can be challenging to make stewardship a priority, but we can always work smarter while still being genuine to ensure that even with a large portfolio, our partners feel valued. Try to schedule regular touch points. Create a calendar if that's easiest. I have an example in an upcoming slide that might help you out with that. If you can, find a way to automate some of your tasks. We do this all the time at Best Friends. Do you have stories and newsletters or other places that you can reuse in an email to connect your partners to your work? Maybe you can run mailing lists for your partnership levels so they're handy. We always want to keep our eyes open for any time-saving ways to stay organized and be prepared. There are so many ways to say thank you and show you care about the relationship, not just the money. Be creative. Before, during, and after the decision-making process, we have plenty of opportunities. Welcome them to visit your center, or ask to visit their facility to learn more about them. And remember to say thank you even if you don't get the award. They put a lot into the process too, and even if they didn't fund your program, they are funding life-saving programs like yours, and you could be next. Some ideas for no-brainers and piggybacking. See what your direct mail and communication teams are already creating that you can either reuse or edit for your use. Does your organization send out holiday cards that you can get on the distribution list for? Do you send out annual reports or newsletters that would also make sense to send to your partners? We don't always have to create a new idea, so use what's available to you. Use your grant reports as an opportunity to emotionally engage. Really tell them how their investment in your program enabled your organization to make a difference. Before and after stories are incredibly engaging and impactful. There are so many opportunities throughout the year that we can reach out just to stay in touch. Try sharing a great story from your organization about a topic of interest. If you're in their area, invite them out for coffee or even just drop some donuts off at their office. Send them a card with an endearing photo that you think they'd love. Make sure you're staying in touch and keeping your foundation partners in the loop even after your grant has closed. You wouldn't only call your friends when you needed something, so find ways to keep them engaged. You can hold exclusive events just for partners, follow and keep up with them on social media, and even reach out to them for their expertise on something, like an idea for a new program or event. I've included some ideas on the handout, but challenge yourself and your organization to come up with new and exciting ideas too. In addition to stewardship ideas, I also added some samples to the attached handout of a grant recognition plan and a stewardship schedule. I wanted you to see what the clear differences are, but also how important each of them are to the management of the grant and the relationship. Recognition plans can help us make sure that we don't accidentally forget to thank and recognize the foundation partner for their grant award. This is just to give you an idea, but you can put steps in place that make more sense for your organization. The stewardship schedule can help you identify upcoming activities that may already be on your organization's communication calendar and also help you create some additional personalized touches where there aren't any. There are numerous opportunities throughout the year to express our gratitude and keep our partners engaged. I think what's most important is that we keep in mind that there are no limits to the amount of times we can make someone feel appreciated. Don't miss the opportunity to take your foundation partner relationships from good to amazing. And that's the end of today's topic. If you have any questions about the information from this video or the attached handout, Please be sure to join us in the digital community and interact on the videos post. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back soon with more tips and tools of the trade.